Test. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fall Baseball Field here at Hyer Family Park. Tonight, the Jesuit Tigers take on the Lakeland Christian Vikings. Here's the starting lineup coming out on the first baseline for Lakeland Christian. Starting pitcher number 7, Nathan Diaz, to bat first, batting second. Will be number 2, shortstop Gavin Burr. Then a designated hitter, number 6, McCain Irby. He'll be batting for the starting third baseman, number 1, Jackson Rodriguez. Batting in the 4 spot is the center fielder, number 10, Jordy Brennan. Batting next is the first baseman, number 5, Parker Camp. Batting in the 7 spot is number 37, the left fielder, Brooks Blankenship. Batting in the 8 spot is the second baseman, number 4, Brendan Martin. And batting 9th is number 3, the catcher, Austin McCoy. Also coming on the first baseline is the head coach of the Vikings, Matt Diaz, and the mayor of the squad. Now let's feature Jesuit starting 9. Leading things off with number 8, Ben Burke, the center fielder. Batting second with number 22, Bryce Cassesi, the third baseman. Batting third will be number 12, Griffin Orson, the right fielder. Batting cleanup will be number 25, Samir Mohammed, the pitcher. Batting in the 5 spot is the designated hitter, number 1, Christian Sheffield, who is batting for tonight's starting shortstop, number 10, Nico Perez. Batting 6 is the left fielder, number 14, Jay Kirkman. Batting 7 is number 5, Wilson Anderson, first baseman. Batting 8 is number 3, Hudson Rivera, the second baseman. And batting 9th is number 6, Brady Marshall, the catcher. Also coming down the field is head coach Miguel Menendez and the remainder of the Jesuit squad. Now we ask you to please rise. We're going to prayer to be followed by the playing of our national anthem as we honor our reverend. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty God, we ask for your blessing on all gathered for this day between Jesuit High School and Lakeland Christian. We pray especially for the young men who feed here tonight. May they play to the best of their ability, free from injury, and according to the highest standards of sportsmanship. And may all of us in our daily lives seek to do your will for your greater glory. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Sainted nations of Wyoming, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, folks, welcome back to Hyer Family Park. This is Doug Politz, and I'll be bringing you the live stream here tonight. I'll let Mike Letting, our stadium announcer, announce the taking of the field, but tonight's game will be the Lakeland Christian Vikings coming into Hyer Family Park to take on the Jesuit Tigers. All right, folks, as you could hear, Samir Mohammed's going to take the mound again here at home against the visiting Lakeland Christian Vikings. Samir Mohammed, a familiar face, a familiar frame at 6'5", 250 pounds, and a familiar arm for the Jesuit Tigers. He is, of course, the number 1 ranked right-handed pitcher in the U.S. in this junior class. Obviously number 1 in Florida, the number 3 overall player in Florida, and the number 11 overall player in the U.S. Behind the plate, Brady Marshall, Left to right in the infield, Bryce Besessi at third, Nico Perez at shortstop, Hudson Rivera at second base, and Wilson Anderson over at first. Left to right in the outfield, Jay Kirchner, Ben Burke, and Griffin Boson. Facing him for the Vikings will be Nathan Diaz, Gavin Bird, McLean Irby, Brody Brenneman, Parker Kant, Brooks Blankenship, Brendan Barton, Austin McCormick, and Reed Frieda. Samir, a 40-time perfect game all-tournament selection. His fastball up to 99 miles an hour, also throws in a changeup and finishes his arsenal with the finisher, that slider that is just such a headache for anybody who stands in the box against him. 5 strikeouts in his 1 appearance so far this year in 4 innings pitched, holding opponents to 214 batting average, 63% first pitch strikes, and again, fastball up to 99 miles an hour. He's been the tournament most valuable pitcher 5 times, tournament MVP twice, tournament All-American twice, and was a member of Team USA. That is quite a resume for a guy who's almost got 2 full seasons of high school left to go. All right, that's going to bring up Nathan Diaz. Nathan starting on the mound for Lakeland Christian. And Nathan, 5'11", 175 senior. 8-time all-tournament selection. Right-handed, he'll go righty on righty against Samir. The wind-up in the first pitch, and he gets a swing and a miss. Going to go back, try and work our 2-camera system here, folks. Again, new technology. Everybody's getting used to it, so be forgiving, why don't you? That one a little bit outside. Ball 1, a ball and a strike. Just underway, top of the first, 2 pitches into this. Samir Muhammad versus Nathan Diaz. And Diaz calls timeout, steps away, regroups himself. And Samir nods to Brady Marshall and says, let's get underway. There's that hammer of a slider that just misses outside by not very much. Again, 6'5", 250, a LSU baseball commitment, former or defending national champions. A swing and an empty hack. And we've got a 2-2 count. He tilts and tosses right back up the middle. And that one is a base hit up the middle for Nathan Diaz. Helps his own cause and gets himself a nice ground ball single to get a runner on board for the Vikings. Makes way for his teammate, Gavin Bird. It looks like Nathan's going to run for himself. Makes way for Gavin Bird, a 20-time all-tournament selection. He is going to play for South Carolina after this, his senior season, 6'2", 195. The number 5 ranked shortstop in the state of Florida in this senior class. He tilts and tosses and misses down low. One 1-0, Samir Muhammad again on the mound, facing his future SEC opponent. Again, Samir headed to LSU, and Gavin Bird for the Lakeland Christian Vikings headed to South Carolina, play for the Gamecocks. There goes Diaz. There's a strike, and the throw is on the money, but not in time. And that's a straight stolen base on a called strike 1. And now Diaz is going to make way for a courtesy runner, number 19. Is that number 19 or 18? Looks like Jesse Bentley's going to run for him. And back to Bird versus Muhammad. 1-1. There's that slider just off the mark outside. It is number 19 out there running. That is Chance Yard out there running for the Vikings for Nathan Diaz. 2 balls and a strike to Gavin Bird. He kicks and fires, and he gets a swing and a miss there. One of those I don't want to swing, or I wish I hadn't, as that slider kind of takes that last-minute dart across the plate, and when you're standing there up against a potential 99-mile-an-hour fastball, it doesn't give you a whole lot of time to react. And Brady Marshall, he's got an issue with his, looks like with the little microphone, the little headset, the Bluetooth. Again, I say, I think our catchers need an intern just to dress them and get them all hooked up and wired up back there, because everything's happening back where they can't see it. I mean, how do you know where that's supposed to go when it's back behind your head like that? 2-2. The trivialities of Doug Politz's mind on display here. And he gets a swing and a miss. A nice pitch. An empty hack, and back to the dugout goes Bird. And back to second base goes Chance Yard. Up steps McLean Irby. Irby, left-handed hitting. DH, 6'2", 195-pound senior, 5-time All-Tournament selection. Headed off to Tallahassee Community College. When he finishes up in Lakeland. 1 away, 1 man on, a swing and an empty hack. Looked like that must have been his changeup, as it looks like Irby was a little bit out in front of that. Samir's worked a lot on that pitch, and it is very effective. Hard to pick it up. 0-1. 1 hit on the board, 1 runner on board, no runs in. And that one popped up foul. Out of play down the left field line. And the count is 0-2. And Irby has gone swing and miss and then foul ball. Muhammad comes set, kicks, fires. That one is tapped, starboard side, foul. Wilson Anderson at first base, headed that way, but first base coach for the Vikings grabs it, tosses it back up to Samir, and everybody returns to where they were. That one. Ground ball. Does it get through? No, a diving Hudson Rivera gets it. But he does not get the ball over to Anderson in time. A great play by Rivera, but that's going to be an infield single, I think. Right, Mike? That is a nice hustling play by McLean Irby. A nice hustling play by Hudson Rivera. Just the math wasn't there. So that moves Chance Yard over to third base and brings up cleanup hitter Brody Brenneman. High and tight, ball 1, up and in. Samir rears back and heaves one. Up and in. Now Brody Brenneman Ball down low. Takes ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Runners at the corners here, top of the first inning, 1 away. There's that slider, and that one hits home. Really reared back and hummed that one. Brody Brenneman, the 6'1", 185 junior, 5-time all-tournament selection. 2 big right-handers going at each other here. And there it is again. And you got to think that now Samir's really feeling that pitch. Twice in a row. And he's got him 2-2. Again, 1 away. Irby, after the infield single to the right side, is at first base. Chance Yard at third. There's that same pitch. Ooh. Close to the same pitch. Just a bit outside. I mean, Samir Muhammad has really, really come along with that slider. It's very tight. Keeps it right off the plate or right on the outside corner. And there comes with the fastball and gets a sort of a half swing, swinging strikeout. Always nice to be able to dial that up. And that's 2 away. All right, Parker Cant, left-handed hitting. First baseman, 6'2", 200-pound junior. He is a 1-time tournament MVP, a 9-time all-tournament selection, 6'2", 200 pounds. And 2 juniors square off against each other here. Samir shakes Marshall off and then steps off. Parker Cant will step out because we're going to get a mound visit. And Brady Marshall's going to swap out his catcher's mitt. And we are still in the top half of the first inning, folks. Samir has thrown 20 pitches, 13 strikes, 7 balls. Now facing Parker Cant with Brooks Blankenship in the on-deck circle. Just a beautiful evening tonight. I mean, beautiful. Samir misses just outside to the big lefty. And we've got a ball and no strikes. There's that sharp breaking slider, and it gets a swing and a miss. You get a number of these sort of half-hearted swings because midway through that swing, the ball darts out of the strike zone or off its path, and just don't have much chance against it. When the guy can come back with that upper 90s fastball. And the Vikings doing a great job of doing exactly what you want to do, and that is take your cuts, get the bat on the ball, make something happen. You got a leadoff single from Nathan Diaz up the middle. You got an infield single from McLean Irby. That one, the change up, and boy, that is a nice looking pitch. Misses outside, but you really can't tell off his arm motion and his delivery that that's going to be 10, 12 miles an hour slower. There's that slider. And that fills up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Again, top of the first. Two hits for the Lakeland Christian Vikings. 2 runners aboard. Nobody has been plated yet. And we'll see. This is the payoff pitch for Samir Muhammad, who steps off. Anderson over at first decides not to hold on. McLean Irby with the count full. And there goes Irby. And it is a well outside fastball, and that's going to give Parker Cant 90 free feet. All right. Muhammad now facing Brooks Blankenship. .5'10", 170-pound junior, 4-time all-tournament selection, Brooks Blankenship. There's that slider, and there's a familiar outcome, 0-1. He's really got a good feel for it tonight. I think he's hit on it every time but those first 2 tries. 27 pitches this first inning for Samir, 16 strikes, 11 balls. There's that slider again, and why would you go with anything else at this point? He's really got it dialed in. 0-2, bases full. And Muhammad kicks and delivers. And that is popped up in the air, shallow right field. Coming over is Boson. He squeezes it, and the inning is done. Nice work over there, and a nice job getting out of a bind from Samir Muhammad. All right, in the top half of the first inning, no Viking runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 men left on base. We move to the bottom of the first inning. It is 0-0. Okay, set to face Nate Diaz. For Jesuit, it's going to be Ben Burke, Bryce Bassesi, Griffin Boson, Samir Muhammad, Christian Sheffield, Jay Kirchner, Wilson Anderson, Hudson Rivera, and Brady Marshall. Diaz pitching in to Austin McCormick. Behind him, third base Jackson Rodriguez. Gavin Bird at shortstop. Brendan Barton, the second baseman, and Parker Cant at first base. Left to right in the outfield, Brooks Blankenship, Brody Brenneman, and Reed Frieda. All right, leading off for Jesuit, it's going to be Ben Burke. And Ben leading the team. Ben, a future Appalachian State Mountaineer, going to play up in Boone, North Carolina. He leads the team currently in batting average at .667, walks with 4, on-base percentage .875, on-base plus slugging .1542. Nice stat line. Tied for first in hits with 2, and on the pitching side of things, ERA. He is second in slugging, tied for second in stolen bases. He is a 28-time all-tournament selection. The 5'11", 175-pound senior center fielder. All right. Right-hander Nathan Diaz lines up 60 feet 6 inches away from Ben Burke, who looks to get a base runner for the Tigers. He has certainly proven to be an excellent leadoff hitter early on. First pitch up and out, ball one. And McCormick is going to let somebody else run that down. He gets a hand from Bryce Bassesi, the on-deck hitter and third baseman for the Tigers. All right. Right-hander Diaz versus left-hander Ben Burke. That one down low, a little bit dusty. Ball two. That one popped straight up in the air. Port side. Third baseman comes in. Jackson Rodriguez gets a little bit twisted around and does not make the catch. He was camped under it and then sort of loses it as it drifted over toward shortstop Gavin Bird. And that's going to be reach on error. It's going to bring up Bryce Bassesi. Now with a teammate aboard, another left-hander, Bassesi, future Baylor Bear. And that one from Diaz misses. 1-0. Bassesi tied for first on the team with hits, with 3 and doubles. Going to head to Waco, Texas is the junior catcher. And that one hit hard in the right field. Base hit, going to move Burke around. He'll head over to third base, and it looks like he is lumbering a bit there. I don't know. Ben Burke came around second base, but he looked like he was favoring his, I don't know if it's his left leg, but that was, he did not look like his usual stride there. And we got runners at first and third for Griffin Boson. They're going to go out and take a look at Ben. Just to my eye, did not necessarily look like his usual stride coming around there. And he kind of lumbered his way into third base. He's upright. Now Bassesi with another base hit. And it looks like Bassesi's going to run for himself over there. He's not going to get a courtesy runner because he's not catching tonight. He's the third baseman tonight. Okay, Griffin Boson, future Duke Blue Devil, 6'5", 205-pound senior. Right fielder, 13-time All-Tournament selection. And there Diaz starts him off with a strike over the outside corner. Boson with a double thus far this year. Scored a run. Oh, we've got a pickoff now. And looks like they're going to get Bassesi on the pickoff play. As he caught him a little too anxious to get down to second base there. And that's one away. Who's that coming in to run, guys? All right, Ben Burke is going to give way. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner for him. That's Jack Foltz. Fastball up and out to Boson. A ball, a strike, and out. And a runner at third. Nice looking pitch, but maybe a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Fultz running for Ben Burke. He's at third base. Griffin Boson, the starting right fielder, future Duke Blue Devil, stands in against Diaz. There's a strike over the outside corner. And good work from Nathan Diaz. If he can get an out here and keep Fultz at third, then he has certainly improved the outlook for this inning. 2-2. Tries a curveball and it stays a little bit high. Count's full now. And that one's too tall, and that's going to put Griffin Boson at first base. And bring up Samir Muhammad. All right, big 6'5", 250-pound junior Samir Muhammad. First on the team in slugging percentage, tied for first in hits and triples. Second in OPS and runs scored. Tied for second in average at 500. 3 hits so far on the year. Again, 40-time all-tournament selection. All right, Nathan Diaz, 11 pitches so far. His first one to Muhammad is tapped, foul down the third base line, right past Timmy Knowles, and quickly it's 0-1. The throw over to first base chases Boson back. Fultz at third, running for Burke. Boson at first, 1 away. Bottom of the first inning. Muhammad at the plate. And that's a swing and an empty hack on a nice-looking pitch. Looked like maybe a changeup tailing down and in to Muhammad. The throw over to first, again, Boson back easily. That one fastball, too tall. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes. And there is a breaking pitch, little low. It didn't miss by much. Good take by Muhammad, 2-2. And the 2-2 from Diaz. That one fouled straight back. Count remains 2-2. And he jumps off, throws over to first base. Can somebody slip a pebble into Mike Letting's shoe? It's the only way he could get more aggravated. And that one popped up. Foul. Running over there is McCormick, and he makes the catch up against the screen. Nicely played by Austin McCormick. All right, 2 away brings up Christian Sheffield, the designated hitter. Sheffield leading the team in RBIs, stolen bases, and runs scored. He's second in on-base percentage and walks, and tied for second with average of .500. An OPS of 1214. He is off to a good start here in his senior season. 6 foot, 175-pounder. Going to play for Florida A&M up in Tallahassee. 11-time all-tournament selection. That is a ball up high. 1-0. Yep. And there's a breaking pitch that lands in the strike zone. A ball and a strike. And the throw over to first. He keeps trying to get Bozen to stay close to first base. And that's a swing and an empty hack. And it's a bit like trying to help a fish swim. I don't think he's got much intention of heading to second base. Misses outside, 2-2. Diaz, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Diaz with 21 pitches so far to home plate. 11 balls, 10 strikes. And there goes Bozen. Did he hit the ear flap? Oh, it almost looked like it hit Christian's ear flap there, but no. It's going to be a stolen base for Griffin Bozen. And now runners at second and third for Sheffield. Goodness gracious alive. Well, the length of this first inning, 37 minutes so far. It feels like when the waiter comes back and says, "I'm so sorry, folks, we forgot to put your order in." And you're sitting here all this time. Bounces one in there, and there's a free 90 feet for Christian Sheffield. And the senior takes first base, and that is a dangerous spot to have him on the base pass. But Jay Kirchner is going to come up. Jay, future Florida Southern Moccasin. He is headed over to Lakeland, where these fellas are from, to play his college ball, the 6'2 senior. 1-time tournament MVP, 5-time all-tournament selection, second on the team in stolen bases and tied for second in hits and RBI. That one fouls it straight back. Down low, ball one, a ball and a strike. And that one is fouled straight back into the netting over here as Kirchner dug into that one, but sends it up into the screen here, and now the count moves to 1-2. That one hit in the air to center field. Making his way back is Brenneman. Leaps and grabs it over his shoulder right before the warning track for out number 3. Kirchner got a hold of that one, but not enough on it to get it past Brenneman. And that's going to end the inning. I'll give you the totals in a second here. All right, in the bottom of the first, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 Tigers left on base. We move to this, mercifully, we move to the second inning, and it's 0-0. Well, when the game started, if you left and watched an episode of Game of Thrones, you'd be coming right in at the end of the episode here. It's now the top of the second inning. Goodness gracious. Okay, due up for Lakeland. Brendan Barton. Austin McCormick and Reed Frieda. Brendan Barton, left-handed hitting senior, 5'9", 155. Second baseman tonight, 6-time all-tournament selection. Stands in against junior righty Samir Muhammad. Breaking pitch up and out, ball 1. There's the 93-mile-an-hour heater outside. That one misses outside again, and it's 3-0. Samir hadn't found the groove here in the top of the second. There it is. Score 1 for Samir Muhammad is now 3-1 on Brendan Barton. Swung on and fouled straight back. Three balls, 2 strikes. Top of the second inning. Scoreless tie. Another foul ball. And it is something to see. I mean, it just kind of looks like. No, it looks like Burke's still out there. And he gets him on a called strike 3. On, I believe, his changeup. And back to the dugout goes Barton, and that will bring up Austin McCormick. Austin, 5'11", 185 junior, 7-time all-tournament catcher. And there is that slider that it looks like he's getting back into the groove of. Let's see what he goes to. The windup and the pitch, and there is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, and it's 0-2. And now that puts you in quite a fix. You start slider, come back with 95 down the middle, and what's coming next? That is a fastball that is grounded to third base. Bassesi gloves it, slings it across, and he got him. All right, 2 men out. Brings up Reed Frieda. Reed Frieda, the right fielder. 10-time all-tournament selection senior. And that one, a foul ball, straight back into Brady Marshall's mask. Into the windup. And there is that changeup. Called strike 2. Now it's 0-2. So you had fastball, and now you got changeup for a strike, and let's see what Samir does here. 96-mile-an-hour fastball misses outside. A ball and 2 strikes. And there's that changeup, and that just misses off the inside corner. Backs Reed up. And here we go. Deuces wild. Couple of balls, couple of strikes, couple of outs. Fastball off the target. Up and away, and the count is full. So Samir has thrown 44 pitches, 27 strikes, 17 balls. And there is a slider that misses just off the inside corner. Ooh, good looking pitch, but home plate umpire needed more convincing on that one. All right, Nathan Diaz comes up. And Nathan singled his first time up with a ground ball up the middle to help his own cause. Now he has Reed Frieda at first base. And a swing and a miss on a slider well off the mark outside, but by the time you can figure that out, you're halfway into your swing. 0-1. The throw over gets Reed diving back safely. And Muhammad looks in, gets his sign from Marshall, comes set at the belt. Kicks and delivers. Fastball 94, called strike 2, 0-2. And he gets him on that just nasty slider. Swing and a miss on an 87-mile-an-hour sharply breaking slider. And the top of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 Viking left on base. We're through 1.5. 0-0. All right, Tiger Nation. We got Colin Rivera doing wind sprints back and forth between the soccer field and center field. Jesuit is leading 2-0 in the regional final of soccer's over there at halftime. All right, Wilson Anderson up. He bounces it over to first base, but it gets past. Parker can't. It was sort of a check swing ground ball, and it got past Kant, and Wilson Anderson's on an error. Take your base runners every way you can get them, folks. All right, Hudson Rivera. Didn't get a chance to tell you a whole lot about Wilson. We'll get to him next time. All right, Hudson Rivera comes up, and the sophomore, 12-time all-tournament selection. Stands in, and another check swing, and that one just over the pitcher's head. Shortstop Gavin Bird comes over, slings it across to get Rivera. No chance for the double play. All right, Brady Marshall up, and he takes ball one, low. That one fouled away. Left-handed hitting Brady Marshall. Slices it foul. A ball and a strike. One man on, that's Wilson Anderson after the error at first base. And Nathan Diaz, 31 pitches, 16 strikes, 15 balls. There's a fastball that finds its target right on the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. Brady's second on the team with a .500 average. Third in on-base percentage at .667. He is an 18-time all-tournament selection. 1-2 here against Viking starter Nathan Diaz. A swing and an empty hack, and he gets him on strikes. Well done by Nathan Diaz to get out number 2. And that is going to bring up Jack Foltz. Hitting for Ben Burke now. Jack, a 9-time all-tournament selection, 6-foot senior. A swing and an empty hack from Foltz. Well, whoever was in center field last inning was a left-hander. Maybe he has since, yeah. That's what made me say Ben Burke, because the glove was on his right hand. 0-2. All right, 0-2. Jack Foltz up. That one too tall. Ball and 2 strikes. That one tapped right down into his own foot, or maybe into the catcher's foot. Foul ball, still a ball and 2 strikes. Scoreless here, bottom of the second. We're almost an hour into this, and we're not even through 2 innings. Is there like a school night rule? A swing and an empty hack on a breaking pitch, and Nathan Diaz found his groove in that inning. Well done for the Vikings senior starter. Bottom of the second inning, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base. We move to the top of the third, and it's 0-0. All right, Gavin Bird comes up. Gavin went down on strikes, the future South Carolina Gamecock. And that one tapped straight back foul. Fastball gets by him just off the outside corner there, and he gets a swing in an empty hack, and it's 0-2. That one popped foul, out of play, over near the bank building over there on the first base side, for those of you unfamiliar with Hyer Family Park. That bank has been about 4 different bank names. I don't even know what it is anymore. Used to be Regents, I believe. Fifth Third. Man, I don't know what it is anymore. Here comes the 1-2. And a swing and an empty hack as Muhammad rears back and heaves it past him. Gets another swinging strikeout. All right, McLean Irby, DH. Now he had an infield single on that right side on a ground ball between first and second base. His first time up. And that one hit hard into right center field. That's going to be at least a single, rounding first, headed to second, and he'll stand up with a 1-out double for McLean Irby, his second hit of the night. All right, Brody Brenneman, the 6'1 junior. He was a victim of the strikeout his first time up as well. That one, a slider that gets past Marshall back to the facade, and that will award Irby third base on the pass ball. And now it is a ball and no strikes with one out. Infield comes in. Swung on and tapped. Foul left side, just into third base. Foul territory over there. Bassessi's got it back to Samir, and it's now a ball and a strike. McLean Irby with a one-out double to right center. Moves over on a pass ball. He's at third. Brody Brenneman watches a slider off the outside corner, and it's 2-1. 3 hits on the night for the Vikings, no runs. To 1 hit for Jesuit, no runs. Top of the third, scoreless. That one sliced foul out of play into the bank parking lot. Two balls and 2 strikes. Again, infield in here. Samir steps back and back on the rubber. Comes set, kicks and delivers. A slider misses outside. Brenneman does not offer. It is now a full count. Muhammad tilts and tosses and gets him swinging on that slider. A very sharp, tight break on that slider, and he gets out number 2. Nobody going anywhere, and it's now 2 men out. Infield back to their regular depth, and up steps Parker Cant, who walked his first time up. Inside, 96 miles an hour. Marshall snags it before it gets by him. Although over here, that thing goes steaming back into the facade and it comes bouncing right back to the catcher in no time. And that one sliced foul, port side, way off the left field line. Ball and a strike. All right, Parker Cant trying to see if he can drive in the first run of the game. Fastball 95, check, swing, strike. Right over the outside corner. 95 at the knees, outside corner. That's going to get a lot of high school hitters out. That's going to get a lot of college hitters out. And the 1-2. And that one is hit in the air. Shallow left field. Foul territory. Bassessi would have made a miraculous catch on it had he made the catch. It would have been the third baseman's version of the Willie Mays catch at the Polo Grounds. But not able to glove it, and we're back to 1-2. All right, 1-2. Samir Muhammad, 64 pitches thus far, 41 strikes, 23 balls. And Parker Cant swing and a miss on a beautiful diving changeup. Not much you can do at all when someone's throwing 90 5+ and comes back with a changeup like that. Well done by Samir Muhammad to get out of that inning after the double by Irby. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We're through 2.5, 0-0. 2-0 Jesuit at halftime. 2-0 Jesuit at halftime. I hope so. Yes. Okay, Bryce Bassesi will lead off things here in the bottom of the third. All right, Bassesi singled his first time up. Again, he leads the team in hits, now with 4. Number 4 catcher in the junior class in the state of Florida. 27-time all-tournament selection, once a tournament MVP. And Bassesi stands in against Diaz, and that one hit in the air to center field. Over that way is Brenneman. Brings it in for out number 1. Nice piece of hitting from Bassesi, but Brenneman pretty solid out there at center field. And that's 1 away. Griffin Bozen up. And Bozen walked his first time up. Nathan Diaz, 39 pitches so far, 16 balls, 23 strikes. Misses outside, ball 1. Right fielder Bozen, future Duke Blue Devil, is technically ranked the 3rd ranked first baseman in the senior class in Florida. He hits that one well into the air in center field, headed back that way, not able to grab it. Over his head is Brenneman. Around to second base is Bozen with a stand-up double. He got a nice piece of that one. That had some carry, and it short-hopped the wall out in center field. And Griffin Bozen has a Tiger in scoring position as Samir Muhammad comes up. All right, Samir, his first time up, he had that pop-up over here where McCormick, the catcher, made such a great play. Kind of ran himself into the netting and the facade over here on the third base side. Still made the grab. Short hops the outside fastball. Nice piece of catching out there, back there to keep Bozen at second base. Samir, again a member of the 15U Team USA. National all-star team, basically. And that's a called strike over the outside corner, a ball and a strike. 1 out, 1 man on. No runs thus far. Bottom of the third. Muhammad has thrown 65 pitches. Ooh, that was a little bit of a... Yeah, but he's kind of hung there for a little while before he reversed his weight. I'm wondering when they're going to call a balk or they're going to flirt with it a little bit. I don't know. That looked like he was a little off balance as he spun around. All right, 1-1. Muhammad awaits. And that one down low. 2 balls and a strike. We've picked up the pace a little bit in the second hour here. We've gotten through, what, an inning and a half? A swing and an empty hack on a breaking pitch. And Nathan Diaz had him out in front there. Wonder if he'll head back to the well on that one. It's got to be intimidating to throw a fastball to big 6'5", 250 Samir Muhammad. Maybe he'll stick with the breaking stuff. And there's the reverse pivot back towards second base. And that one is hit high and deep to left field and off the wall. Muhammad's going to bring in Bozen easily with that one and stand up at second easily with an RBI double. He sure got a hold of that one. Easily scoring Bozen, and he's going to have a courtesy runner, number 21. All right, Brian Schultz is going to run for him. That's going to bring up Christian Sheffield. Ball one. To Sheffield. And he has Brian Schultz at second base, courtesy of Samir Muhammad. Fastball, that one's there. A ball and a strike. It's a ball and a strike, yes. And he reverse pivots to second base. It's Lakeland Christian. Lakeland Christians, boy, they got a game team, I'll tell you. They're sound defensively. Diaz has done a great job pitching. Given up one run to this lineup in 3 innings here. Has only thrown 49 pitches. Like watching this team. Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sheffield awaits. And that one hit in the air to shallow center field. Brenneman on the run. He's under it, grabs it, relays it in quickly to Bird at shortstop to keep Schultz where he is, and that's going to be a fly out. All right, Jay Kirchner, the future moccasin, he's going to head over to Lakeland to play in these guys' backyards. And Kirchner had that long fly out to center field his first time up. 1-0 Jesuit. And he reverse pivots, chasing him back to second base. That one hit in the air, popped up foul. Maybe Diaz gave up throwing to the bases for Lent, or he's going to, and so he's getting it all in tonight. You know how people like pig out on candy bars and stuff the night of Mardi Gras, right before Ash Wednesday? No. He fouls that straight. No, yeah. No. too tall. There's a ball. What do you have, Mike? You got a ball and 2 strikes? Oh, and no, well, that was a ball. So, okay. And that one popped up to shallow center field. On comes Brenneman, calls everybody off, squeezes it. That's out number 3. All right, 1 run for Jesuit, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We move to the top of the 4th inning. It is Jesuit 1, Lakeland Christian 0. I don't want anything. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. All right, Brooks Blankenship, who popped out, or basically soft fly out to shallow right field. His first time up, slider misses outside. And that one is tapped toward third base. Over to get it is Bassesi, but too tall on the throw over Wilson Anderson's head, and the errant throw sends Blankenship to second base. And the leadoff man is in scoring position. All right, Brendan Barton. Okay, Brendan Barton, the second baseman, stands in against Samir Muhammad with Blankenship at second base and nobody out. And he squares to bunt. And he puts down a bunt. Marshall grabs it, slings it over there to a covering Hudson Rivera. Nicely played. All right, that's 1 out. Nicely executed, and that's now going to put the tying run 90 feet away as Austin McCormick comes up. Austin grounded out to third base, his first time up. Infield is in. There is a killer slider. Goodness. Razor sharp break on it. Right in for a strike, and that is your leadoff pitch. That is a tall order to try and do something against that. Let's see how McCormick attacks him. Same pitch, same result. Called strike 2. 0-2. So let's see if Samir can get himself out of this. Is 1 away. And a timeout from Austin McCormick. He is down 0-2. if he can sneak a ground ball between the fielders, loop something over their heads, even a sort of a high Baltimore chop would probably score him. That one gets by Marshall. In comes the runner. The throw is there, but right at the same place as the sliding Blankenship. And the pass ball is going to award a run to Brooks Blankenship and the Vikings. And we are all tied up now, folks. All right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that is a fastball low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He gets him on that killer slider. I'm going to tell you, that slider is tough as a $3 steak. It just cuts right at the last second. And it looks like Miguel's going to come out. Is he going to come out and take Samir out? He is 73 pitches into it. Yes, he is. And in to relieve him, looks like that's going to be Hudson Rivera, I believe. Hector Rivera, sorry. It's Hector Rivera who's going to come in. Sorry about that, folks. Hector Rivera leads the team in first pitch strike percentage with 67%. Tied for first with batting average against a 0, a whip of 0, and an ERA of 0 in his 1 inning. He's a 13-time All-Tournament selection, the senior, headed across town to University of Tampa to play for Coach Urso and the Spartans. He's been a tournament most valuable player once and has done a nice job out of the pen early in the year. Fastball up to 90 miles an hour. I don't know. All right, Reed Freda, left fielder, to face Hector Rivera, who slings one low, ball 1. Fastball off the mark inside, 2-0. And there it is. 86 for a strike over the outside corner, and Hector Rivera's on the board. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 man in so far this inning. There it is again, but that one off the mark outside. And the count moves to 3-1. Called strike 2 over the outside corner. And Freda was a good third of the way down the baseline thinking that was ball 4. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch. That one hit hard right up the middle for a base hit on a full count by Reed Freda. Nice job by Freda. That is well done to keep this inning alive for the Vikings. Obviously, their best inning so far. As they get into the Tiger bullpen, Nathan Diaz, the leadoff hitter and starting pitcher for Lakeland Christian. He started off the game with a hit, then was a victim of strikeout. An 8-time all-tournament selection, the senior. That one scooped up nicely by Marshall as it was in the dirt outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 4th inning. Called strike outside corner, 1-1. Breaking pitch misses outside. It's a good-looking pitch. It just missed the mark. And Diaz not willing to help. 2-1. And we got another timeout. There goes Frieda. Called strike. Throw is on the money, but he is safe prior to the tag being applied. Stolen base. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on second. And he steps off. That one hit high in the air, down the left field line, hooking, hits the wall, but in foul territory. Wow. It did not look off the bat like that was going to go quite that far, but all it needed was another few feet up, and it was going to clear the left field wall, but it was foul. So we remain at 2-2. He gets him swinging. Scooped up and thrown over to first base by Brady Marshall. A nice pitch by Rivera. Okay, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left on base. We are through 3.5. It moved to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-1. All right, Wilson Anderson gets things started. Doing some switch out of the battery in the center field camera, so we're going to go old school for a bit here. And that one bounces in there for ball one. A ball and a strike. We are in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-1. Nathan Diaz, the starter for the Lakeland Christian Vikings, now up to 56 pitches, 34 strikes, 22 balls. That one hit high in the air to left field. Giving chase is Blankenship and Brenneman. But Brenneman, it hits his glove, but he's not able to get it. And then it gets away from him. And Wilson Anderson able to get to third base, standing up. So it looked like Brenneman overran it. Blankenship in left field looked like he was going to be making the play. And then the speedy Brenneman gets over there, but a little bit overrun. Would you say a double with a one-base error? Triple? All right, so Wilson Anderson with a leadoff triple. And that's going to help his case and help that of his teammates here. All right. Now we got Hudson Rivera, who has grounded out to shortstop. That one low and scooped up nicely by Austin McCormick. And Huddy Rivera stands in, awaits the pitch, and he hits that one in the air to left field. And that one's teasing the warning track as well. Bounces off the wall. He's headed into second base. He'll get there sliding, and he doubles home Wilson Anderson for the second run as Hudson Rivera has himself an RBI double. All right, Brady Marshall stands in. Awaits the Nate Diaz offering, and a very nice bunt down the third base line. No way they'll get him. No way they'll get him. A beautiful bunt by Marshall. Infield single. All you could do was fake the throw and hope that Hudson Rivera overruns third, which he does not. And Marshall's going to get a courtesy runner in the person of number 6. No, that is him. He's going to run for himself. He's just handing off all those accoutrements. Yep, and that's going to bring up Jack Foltz. Now, Jack Foltz in center field now. He was a victim of strikeout his first time up. There is activity in the Lakeland Christian bullpen out there, a right-hander. Can't make out his number just yet, but that's why God made Mike Letting. I got 6 hits right now. Ball outside. All right, runners at the corners, nobody out. Jack Foltz at the plate. Infield in. And there is a nice bunt to the first base side. Thrown home, but he drops it. And Rivera is safe. Rivera is safe on what is an error. You have to charge an error to McCormick there. And a fielder's short. Letting says no error for some reason. All right. So is that a sacrifice? No, a fielder's choice. And ball 1 to Bassesi as the third run has come in. There's a strike. 3-1 Jesuit. It's 3-1 now, right? Okay. And Bassesi has singled and flown out to right center field. A swing and an empty hack on an outside. Basically looks like a nice changeup by Nathan Diaz, who is now 65 pitches into it. Runners at first and second. That's Brady Marshall at second. Jack Foltz at first. Nobody out. And they're going to go back over their signs again here, McCormick and Diaz. As Lakeland does not want to let this get away from them here. They've been right in this thing the whole way. That one bounces away from McCormick on a wild pitch. Everybody's going to move up. That's got to be wild pitch, huh? Okay, Bassesi, future Baylor Bear. And the 2-2 with the infield in. He lets that go down and in, and it's a full count now. First base open. But right behind him is Griffin Bozen, who is swinging it well. 3-1 to Bryce Bassesi. That one hit in the air to left center field. Making his way over is Brenneman. He's going to make the catch, but he's not going to be able to stop Marshall from scoring or Foltz from moving to third base. And the sacrifice fly from Bassesi brings in run number 4. What happened? Do we have an error?
Yep, on there.
An error from the center fielder into third base? Okay, I didn't know if somebody tried to cut it off or whatever. Goodness. So 2 more runs come in, and it looked like it was just going to be a regular old sacrifice fly, but that's going to make it 5-1 Jesuit. That serves me right for not watching all the way. And he's starting to kind of get that eerie feeling here that it's drifting away from the Vikings here as it's now 5-1. This is that inning. Everybody in Little League, you're always talking about, oh, that's that one big inning, and it's starting to feel like that for Lakeland here. He bounces that in. A ball and a strike. I got 1-1. Okay. And Boson swung on and fouled away. It is now a ball and 2 strikes. Bases are cleared. Griffin Boson, the right fielder, 6'5", 205, 13-time all-tournament selection. Number 6 first baseman in the United States in his class. And that one is hit on the ground, scooped up by Brendan Barton, over to Parker Cant, and out number 2 is in the books. All right, 2 away. Samir Muhammad comes up. And he takes outside, ball 1. Samir popped out foul and then hit a double to deep left field. And that one hit hard right at Gavin Bird, who gloves it, slings it, on target in time. Retires the side. All right, in the bottom of the 4th, there are 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, nobody left on base. After 4 complete, Jesuit 5, Lakeland Christian 1. I'm going to do some maintenance on some transmitter and batteries here, so just bear with me, folks. We'll see if I did it right, folks. Let's see if our center field camera is up and at 'em. All right, Gavin Bird has been a victim of 2 strikeouts thus far. And Rivera slings it in wide, ball 1. Rivera 13 pitches, 7 strikes, 6 balls. Did it right. That one hit high in the air to right center field. Headed back is Jack Fultz. That's over his head. Hits the bottom of the wall. Around second base comes Gavin Bird. He comes wheeling into third base for a head-first slide and a lead-off triple. A nice piece of hitting by the future South Carolina Gamecock. And that's going to bring up McLean Irby, who is 2 for 2, a single and a double so far tonight. There's a strike. misses outside. Fastball finds its mark. A ball and 2 strikes. Fastball outside. 2-2. And we got some more issues with the Brady's earpiece. All right, Hector Rivera gets a swinging strikeout from Irby, and they finally get Irby out. And it's going to bring up Brody Brenneman. Brody has struck out twice tonight. Looking to get the bat on the ball here. And Hector Rivera spins one in there and gets a swinging strike. And into the middle of his back, right between the 1 and 0 of Brenneman, and he is going to get first base on the hit by pitch. Beautiful looking breaking pitch there. Starts off Parker Cant, who has walked and struck out tonight. And there goes the runner. Called strike 2. That throw was right on the money, but his foot got in there underneath it. Nice throw by Marshall. That was a called strike. Called strike. It's 0-2, yes. And a stolen base by Brody Brenneman. The tag right on his head. But his foot got underneath it. And now 2 Vikings in scoring position. Parker Cant takes outside. Fastball off the mark outside, 2-2. So it's 5-1 Jesuit. We are in the top half of the 5th inning. Hector Rivera gets him swinging on a changeup. Zipped over to first by Marshall. And there's another strikeout for Hector Rivera. All right, 2 away, and up steps Brooks Blankenship. Brooks has flown out to right field and reached on an error, a throwing error from the third baseman. Again, Lakeland still with 2 men in scoring position. And it looks like Coach Diaz is going to bring someone in to hit for Blankenship, it looks like. Yep, we're going to get a pinch hitter. And that looks like number 18, I believe. Number 18, Jesse Bentley. All right, so Jesse Bentley to face Hector Rivera. That is bounced in there. Marshall tries to block it, but it gets away from him. And in comes Gavin Bird on the wild pitch. Now 5-2. Misses down low. Ball 2, 2-0. There's a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Jesse Bentley, the sophomore, has been an all-tournament selection, 5'10", 160 pounds. There's a fastball, 86, right down the pipe. And Jesuit soccer team wins 5-0 to advance to the state semifinals for a school record 8 consecutive region titles. Misses, full count. Apparently there's some music being played, but not by us up here. It's played over at the soccer. They're celebrating a victory. And that one bounces in there, and that's ball 4. Bases, let's see, runners now at the corners. You got Brenneman at third, Bentley at first. 1 run is in. It's 5-2. And Miguel's going to go out and talk with Hector Rivera. And he's going to bring in somebody else. Yes, he's going to take Rivera out, and we'll see who Miguel's going to bring in next. Looks like Ben Burke's going to come in. Okay, Ben Burke's going to come in and pitch. All right, so Ben Burke has pitched 2 innings thus far this year. Headed up to Appalachian State. Thankfully, it looks like whatever was bothering him in running around second base earlier tonight is no longer bothering him, thank goodness. And Ben can pound the strike zone. Number 8 left-handed pitcher in the state of Florida in this senior class. He's a 28-time all-tournament selection. Has an ERA of 0 through 2 innings with 3 strikeouts. Of course, his customary negative FIP, or fielding independent pitching. A whip of .50, which is very good. Opponent's batting average, 167. Small sample size, I know. Gets his fastball up to 89. But just so you guys can know, last year the statistics were pretty similar through a much larger sample size. So no reason to think that the math isn't there. And Ben is set to face Brendan Barton with Brody Brenneman at third, Jesse Bentley at first. Second base is open. And Ben Burke kicks and delivers, and he gets a swinging strike one. Two away. And Burke right in on the hands, and he gets a foul ball. Burke works quickly. He works efficiently. Not a whole lot of time in between pitches. Everything right around the plate, right around the strike zone. He stares in at Marshall, shakes him off, and then nods in agreement. Kicks and delivers and misses high. Marshall with the fake throw as Bentley coasts into second base. And now both Vikings are in scoring position here in the top of the fifth. We're approaching our third hour of this game. And that misses up. 2-2. That's 2-2. And the future resident of Boone, North Carolina, Ben Burke, has a 2-2 count with 2 outs. And that one hit in the air, and it is fair. Lands inside the right field line. 1 run is in. In comes another. And Brendan Barton with a 2-run double down the right field line to bring 2 more Vikings in and move the score to Jesuit 5 and Lakeland Christian 4. Okay, Austin McCormick comes in. He has grounded out to third base and struck out. Burke kicks and tosses and is fouled away. That one, a changeup, something off speed, and it gets a foul ball. A nice pitch because it went right off the nub of the bat at the end like a pool cue. And here comes the 0-2. And that one sliced into the bank parking lot, foul. And Burke steps away. Again, Brendan Barton, after the 2-run double, is at second base. He represents the tying run. And that one, a nubber right back to Burke, who runs it over, underhands it to Samir Muhammad for the third out. And we move to the bottom half of the fifth. All right, 3 Viking runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We move to the bottom of the fifth, 5-4 Jesuit. Got Cole Walker in. Cole, a freshman, a 15-time all-tournament selection, one-time tournament most valuable pitcher. He is 6'1", 155. Getting a chance here to pitch against the number 4 team in the country in the Jesuit Tigers. Great experience for this young guy. Kind of an over-the-top delivery. Getting his curveball calibrated here in his warm-ups. All right, he's set to face Christian Sheffield, who has walked and flown out to shallow right field. Let's see, what we got? 318 of you guys watching tonight. Very nicely done, Tiger Nation and Viking Nation, if some of you guys are watching too. Couldn't make the trip over from Lakeland, I get it. Christian takes ball 1, or strike 1. A breaking pitch. Fastball outside. What are our substitutions, guys? I got 2 and 1, yes. Fouls it away. Out of play. And Sheffield evens the count up 2 and 2. All right, thank you to our live chat. It's Truist Bank now from a few weeks or a few innings ago. Thank you. Appreciate it. Swing and a miss and a drop third strike. The throw over is in time to get the scampering Sheffield by 1 step. All right, 1 away. Jay Kirchner. Jay has flown out to center field shallow, flown out to center field deep. All right, 1 away for freshman Cole Walker. And the Vikings righty winds up, delivers, misses low. And Kirchner, the senior, headed over to Lakeland to play for Florida Southern Moccasins. And that one hit high to center field. Giving chase is Brenneman. He's at the wall, catches it, and then runs into the wall. I mean, they are making him work out there. What a night for Brody Brenneman in center field. Kirchner has put the bat right on the barrel all 3 times, all 3 to center field, but Brody Brenneman has stood in the way every time. Wilson Anderson up. He has reached on an error and tripled. And there is strike 1 to Wilson Anderson. And that one hit in the air to left center field. Is Brenneman going to get to that? No, he's not. That one hops the fence. The relay into shortstop. And Wilson Anderson with another extra base hit. This time a double to left center field. And he is hitting it right on the button tonight. He is hot as chicken grease tonight. Hudson Rivera comes up. And Huddy has grounded out to shortstop, and he has doubled to left field. 2 outs. And that one gets past the catcher, but McCormick feels the carom, gets it over to third base, but not in time to get Wilson Anderson. So he moves up 90 feet on the wild pitch.
Good job, Huddy.
And, all right. And so Huddy Rivera with another shot at an RBI here. As Cole Walker looks in, gets his sign, comes set, kicks and delivers. Delivers low and away for ball 2. 2-0 to Huddy Rivera. And you got to enjoy watching Huddy Rivera play. He's been a very nice addition to this varsity squad. A dusty one for ball 3. Fastball right down the pipe, belt high, strike 1. 3-1. Taken all the way. Cole Walker, 7 strikes, 6 balls in his relief effort. 3-1. Huddy slices that one into the Truist Bank parking lot. How you liking that, Kevin Bacon? All right. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one a bouncing ball over to second baseman Nathan Diaz this time, and he makes the play and hustles to the dugout. All right, bottom of the 5th, no runs, 1 Jesuit hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. That's the end of 5. Jesuit 5, Lakeland Christian 4. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing 100 things over here, trying to make this a nice, fluid experience for you. But, you know, I'm the one that needs an intern. 5-4. Now we're going to top of 6th. No, yeah, we're going to the top. We're going to the top of the 6th now, right? Can somebody get Mike Letting for me? Are we in the top of the 6th? I got Anderson playing second. Right, but Anderson's at second. Huddy's at short, yeah. Yeah, okay. That was last inning, too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you kindly. Most kindly. Reed Freda. He has walked and singled up the middle, and he'll face Ben Burke now. Huddy Rivera at shortstop. Wilson Anderson at second, and that one hit in the air to right field, right to Griffin Boson, who casually grabs that one. It was right to him. He barely had to move. So a line out right at Griffin Boson in right field. There's one away. One pitch, one out. That'll bring up Nathan Diaz, his fourth trip to the plate. He's singled, struck out twice, and here he is for the fourth time. He'll face Ben Burke now, who gets a swinging strike one. That one hit up the middle. A diving Hudson Rivera, not able to get it. And that is the second up the middle single of the night for Nathan Diaz. Brings up Gavin Bird. And Gavin has struck out twice, but then tripled to right center last time. That one off the mark outside. Fouls it away, back into the netting. And a ball and a strike. Top of the sixth. Jesuit with a one-run lead, 5-4. 7 hits each. Been a very evenly matched game so far. That one bounces up and away from Brady Marshall. And on to second base goes Nathan Diaz on the wild pitch. All right. Diaz at second. Bird in the batter's box. Here comes the 2-1 from Ben Burke. He gets a swinging strike.
Come on, Ben, get him out.
And now it's 2-2 with one away. Top of the sixth. Besesi, Rivera, Anderson, Muhammad across the infield. Fastball in tight. Ooh.
What the hell? Just because he jumped out of the box doesn't make it a ball.
And a full count. And he gets an empty hack on a speed 86-mile-an-hour fastball. Ben reared back and hummed that one. Has got some run to it. What a great pitch. And that's out number 2. Now McLean Irby comes up. It'll be lefty on lefty. McLean has singled starboard side between first and second. He has doubled to right field as well and struck out. Fastball right down Broadway, 0-1. Ben Burke doing what he does, and that's pounding the strike zone. He tilts and tosses and misses outside. Down and away, and it's 2-1. Burke with 21 pitches thus far, 14 strikes, 7 balls. He steps away as Nathan Diaz had a healthy lead, and Huddy Rivera had snuck back behind him. Looked like he had a chance to pick him off. I think this is a sign, pitch and signs thing between him and Marshall. Okay, now they're on the same page, 2-1. And he backs off again. And McLean Irby had just about had enough, and he backed out of there. And here it comes. That one, a bouncing ball to shortstop. Rivera's got it. Tosses it across. It is grabbed by Samir Muhammad for out number 3. And Rivera proves to be able to play just about wherever you want to put him in the infield. All right, top half of the 6th. The Vikings have no runs, 1 hit, no Jesuit errors, 1 man left on base. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-4 Jesuit. Due up Brady Marshall. And then top of the lineup. So Jack Fultz, Bryce Bassesi, maybe it's Brian Schultz. I don't know that part yet. Just bear with me, folks. We've had a lot of substitutions. All right, Brady Marshall has struck out, and then he had that beautiful bunt single down the third base line. That one smacked into center field for another base hit for Brady Marshall. And they continue to keep Brody Brenneman busy out there. And will Marshall run for himself? Just unload a bunch of accoutrement? Yep, he sure is. He's just going to give all that stuff to Louis Martinez. And up comes Ben Burke. Ben has reached on an error. He turns to bunt, squares around, puts it down the first base line, and he jogs down first base with a sacrifice bunt. He clearly must still be a little bit ailing from whatever. He pulled something in that first inning. All right, Bryce Bassesi, he's singled, flown out, and hit a sacrifice fly. Ball outside. Marshall at second base after his leadoff single. Up high and out. And we move to 2-0. That one fouled away, straight back behind our press box here, and it's 2-1. Besessi headed to Waco, Texas after his senior year. He is just in his junior year at this point. Fastball too tall, 3-1. That one hit high in the air to right field. That's got some carry. It's got a chance. Hey, it's got a ticket out of here. Bryce Besessi launches one to right field. In comes Brady Marshall. And Besessi with his first round tripper of the year. Moves the count to 7-4 Jesuit. And a nice swing from Bryce Besessi moves the score to 7-4 Jesuit and makes room for Griffin Bozen. And Griffin has walked, doubled, and grounded out. Ball outside. A swing and a hefty but empty hack. That one hit hard to right field. It's going to be a single. This one, Freda can get to. And another base hit for Boson tonight. Huh? Hang on a second. Let me see. I got 473, 710-1. Yep. Samir Muhammad comes up with Boson on first base. Muhammad has flown out, doubled, and grounded out. Sort of the fly out was more the sort of a pop out in foul territory, but he really dug into one to left field. And it's 1-0. That one inside off target, 2-0. Boson at first base. And there's a breaking pitch right where it needs to be, 2-1. Another breaking ball, but that one lands low. And Samir does not offer. It's 3-1. right on the hands. And all he can really do is foul that one down the third base line and fill up the count. 3-2. Hit hard, and a bad hop over Gavin Bird. I mean, he was right in front of it, had it played perfectly, but it hit the ground and just bounced, cattywampus off over his left shoulder, and that's going to be a base hit. You know what? Hit it hard, and good stuff happens. So good for Samir, and tough luck for Gavin Bird. All right, brings up Christian Sheffield. Now, Christian has walked, flown out to right, and struck out on a drop third strike. That one misses outside. A dusty ball one. A swing and an empty hack. 1-1, a breaking pitch. And hats off to Cole Walker. He has come in as a freshman, and he's battled up there. 33 pitches, 19 strikes, 14 balls. Shown a lot of poise. No gifts. He's not hitting batters. He's not walking people. If they get on base, they're having to hit their way on. And that one down and dusty. And it's 2-1. Oh, and so he takes one in the back, and he'll get first base. All right, fills up the bases. Now, somebody's coming in to run for Samir, it looks like. All right, Jay Kirchner has flown out to center field, copy and paste and paste. Flown out to center field 3 times tonight. And that one ripped down the third base line. Not much time for Timmy Knowles to react over there. But left fielder Blankenship chases it down and throws it into a Jesuit guy. And it's 0-1. And that one hit in the air to, you guessed it, center field. Brody Brenneman gets Jay Kirchner for the 4th time tonight. And the sacrifice fly scores Griffin Boson and moves Knowles over to third. That ought to be 8 now for Jesuit. Should be 8 now. I got 8. I got 8-4, yes. A swing and an empty hack from Wilson Anderson. And he has reached on an error, tripled, and doubled. Now 8-4 Jesuit. Swing and a hefty but an empty hack, and it's now 0-2 for Wilson Anderson. Knowles at third, running for Muhammad, and Christian Sheffield takes off from first base to second. No throw. Ball one inside, ball one inside, as Sheffield now down at second base. 1-2. Bounces it in there. 2-2. Swinging an empty hack on a high heater. And that does it for the bottom of the sixth. 3 Jesuit runs, 4 Jesuit hits, no Viking errors, 2 Tigers left on base. We now move to the top of the 7th inning. It's 8-4 Jesuit. Been a long game, folks, but it beats watching curling. You got Doug Wechter coming in here, folks. You got to love that. Always nice to get a visit from Doug Wechter of the Tampa Bay Rays. His son, Caden, out of action tonight. We're going to get Doug up here on the mic for one of these games. We just need to iron out all this new technology and figure all that out. And I would imagine we ought to be able to get him up here in the next week or so and have him spend a few innings with us. It's invaluable to have a former big leaguer who can offer some insights. You get to hear another voice other than mine. All right, Burke still on the mound. He is 22 pitches into this, 15 strikes, 7 balls. Brady behind the plate. Everything else the same. Muhammad at first, Anderson at second, Huddy Rivera at short, and Bryce Besessi at third. Looks like Ben Burke is out in center field, right? Or is that Schultz? Oh, wait, that's right. Never mind. All right, Brody Brenneman, who has covered more ground than pine pollen out there in center field tonight, but he has struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. He needs a face mask out in center field tonight. That one sliced foul. Swing and a miss. Swing and an empty hack, and he gets him. Strike one to Parker Cant. Swing and an empty hack, and Ben Burke is rolling. Eight for Jesuit, top of the seventh here. And that is not a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lefty on lefty. And Burke working very efficiently. And that one popped up, and is it out of play? Yes, out of play down the left field line. It's now 1-2. Who's that? Where is he? Oh, okay. Bounces it in there. 2-2. So Burke with 1 away here in the 7th inning, trying to close this thing out. A swing and an empty hack, and he gets another strikeout this inning. All right, Brooks Blankenship back in to face Burke, and he swings and misses. He's flown out and reached on an error. And the Vikings are down to their last out. That one, ball, 1-1. That one a bouncing ball to shortstop. Rivera gets it, flips it over to Muhammad, who steps on the bag, and that's going to just about do it. All right, and that will do it. Let's see, the top half of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no Vikings left on base. And that is going to do it as Jesuit wraps it up here against Lakeland Christian, 8-4. Jesuit's line score, 8 runs on 11 hits, 1 error, 8 men left on base. Lakeland Christian, 4 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors, 8 men left on base. Let's see. So, looking at the pitching, Samir Muhammad went 3 2/3 innings, striking out 8, giving up 3 hits, and 1 run. Hector Rivera came in for 1 inning, and Hector gave up 3 runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 hits, 1 walk, and then Ben Burke picked up the final 2 1/3 innings, where he gave up no runs, struck out 3, gave up 2 hits. For Lakeland Christian, Nathan Diaz, the starter, 4 innings, 4 runs given up, struck out 2, gave up 6 hits and 2 walks, and Cole Walker came in to pitch the final 2 innings, giving up 3 runs, striking out 2, and giving up 5 hits. So the big swing tonight from Bryce Bassesi, a big 2-run home run to right field. Wilson Anderson with a couple of hits. Griffin Boson with a couple of hits. Just all around a solid performance for Jesuit. Nip and tuck for a while, but then Jesuit kind of moved out in front for good, and the pitching closed the door on the Vikings. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm Doug Politz. I will be back again on Thursday night for the big clash of college prospects and pro draft prospects between Jesuit and IMG. That's going to do it for one of the longest games you'll see from Hyer Park, Hyer Family Park. Thank you.